We created a discipline steeped in neuroscience and the arts to create effective whiteboard animated videos. We called this discipline Scribology. Scribology focuses on viewer attention and information retention. Retention of the message is the ultimate goal to affect change, but we need the viewer's attention to reach retention. The first principle of Scribology is the message itself. Each of the following principles is engineered to successfully communicate the message, not for artistry, not to create fun videos. That doesn't mean Scribology is anti-aesthetic or anti-fun, but rather if anything impedes the message, it is removed. And sometimes that means fun, pretty-looking things. The second principle of Scribology is story. Story is how people process information most effectively, and we've known this since we were living in caves. Modern examples of this research can be found in a New York Times article, Your Brain on Fiction, by Annie Murphy-Paul. Story gives us context, explains causation and relationship. Stories benefit both attention and retention. Squigl relies on users to tell stories at the moment, but we see ways we can aid them in telling better stories in the future. The third and fourth principles are a dynamic duo that focus on viewer attention, and they are motion and surprise. Our lizard brain's historic job has been to scan our surroundings for motion, asking and answering the questions: can I eat it? Can I mate with it? Will it eat me? It does this to ensure its own survival. This part of your brain can even force your head to look at the cause of the motion. The glyphs used in Squigl leverage motion by playing them back the way the artist drew them, and are fantastic at grabbing viewer attention. According to Dr. Susan Weinschenk in her book, 100 Things Every Designer Needs to Know About People, unpredictability releases dopamine in the brain, which transforms the brain into a seeking brain, a curious brain. We call that unpredictability surprise. Squigl videos are a series of drawn images that create opportunities to surprise the brain by the choice of glyph or how it animates. The fifth and sixth principles of Scribology are another dynamic duo that focus on information retention. They are voice and visuals. OSHA put out guidelines in 2008 about the use of voice and visuals when presenting information. It turns out that when presenting information both orally and visually, viewers are 6 times more likely to retain the information over listening or reading alone, and almost twice as likely as visuals alone. Squigl takes the syncing of voice and visuals more seriously than other presentation mediums, even other whiteboard video. Because images are expensive, most content is heavily weighted to text and audio, with supporting images every 20 to 30 seconds at best. Squigl videos generate new glyphs that support the details of a message as often as every 2 to 5 seconds. There are 6 additional principles that support the primary ones cited in this video, from the quantity of images to their simple design so the brain can catalog them quickly and move on, the use of images that have cultural significance, separating images into groups of ideas on individual frames as a way to chunk the message for easier consumption. And all of these have been built into Squigl. Dr. Jonathan N. Thon of Harvard Medical School and the Department of Medicine at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston co-wrote an academic paper titled Animating Platelet Production as Physiological Context. In this paper, they assert that our method of whiteboard animation is beneficial for academic publishing and broader communication of scientific ideas to the greater population. Most recently, the Wall Street Journal article entitled The End of Typing, The Next Billion Mobile Users Will Rely on Video and Voice, asserts that the use of voice activation and video output will be the preferred mode of communication in the future.